Hello everybody, welcome back to Blade Bias. If you saw the video I uploaded last, you'll see that I am flipping a Mako V4.5. I don't know what the heck happened there. So the question, or the, I guess, topic I would like to talk about is why did I get a Mako again? I have so many other knives that would be considered better, that are, you know, better materials, they run on bushings, there's so many better things in my collection. But to put it simply, I just really wanted one. I just really like the Shark. Oh, I almost had that. I just really like the Shark, I really like the Mako, and I used to have a Mako. I had a V4, I absolutely loved it. I then traded it away, which was a bad idea, and I basically ever since absolutely missed it. I'm trying to get better at doing the aerial to 0G chaplain, but I have a lot of quote-unquote better things, but that doesn't mean that that's all I want to flip. And that is because everyone has their own preferences. Even when I bought my V4, there were a lot of people telling me, hey, like, why did you buy a Mako when the Vortex is available? Why buy a Mako when there's all these other knives that are available? Why not just save up a little bit more, maybe get a squid trainer? Or, you know, there were so many things that went into me buying a Mako, and it wasn't because of the specs on paper. It wasn't because, oh, it's the best knife for the money, because honestly, it's really not. You know, if you can find a secondhand Arctic for $100 or maybe a secondhand Vortex for $100, it will outperform the Mako. The thing is, though, I just wanted one, and ever since I got rid of my original Mako, I have been non-stop thinking about how much I wanted the Shark again. I don't really know what it is. I think it's just, I love the design, and that's why I was originally drawn to it. And ever since I started flipping, my Mako, sorry, when I had my old one, I really liked it. But then I got some other things, you know, I got my Arctic, I got a few other things. I just didn't flip it anymore, which is fine. You know, people move, their preferences change, sorry, but I just find myself craving the Mako, and it's been especially bad over the past few knife acquisitions, I'll say. I've gotten a few things recently that are very different. You know, I have my Firefly V2, I have my Prisma, and then I bought a second Prisma. I have things that are just weird, and over that time, it was fun to experiment. Every time I got something new, I was super hyped about it, but I found myself missing something that's just good and not weird. And I think that's where Squid Industries does things absolutely perfectly. There's a lot of people kind of who, I don't know, Squid Industries is weird because for the money, on paper, they don't make the best knives. However, flipping wise, they just are good. Everything I've tried from Squid, maybe except that I'm not a huge fan of the Nautilus, but that's just a personal thing. I absolutely hate G10, and I feel like the price to performance, you know, it's weird, whatever. That's its own topic. But all of the normal, like the Mako, the Squid Trainer, even the Triton, which I originally really didn't like until I tried one at Blade Show, still not my favorite, but at least I don't hate it now. All of them, they just flip. They just flip good. They might not be on paper the best specs, made out of the best materials. They don't all have bushings and jimping and crazy texturing for the grip, but they just carry momentum so well. And that's why you see so many high-end flippers using basic Squid Industries knives. You know, you have people like Igor on Instagram using a Mako, one of the literal best flippers in the world, in my opinion, using just a Mako. And it's a $100 knife. I bought this for $100 from Squid just last week. And then you have the Triton, which is slightly less popular one, but still very popular. But, you know, it's in there. And then the Kraken trainer obviously is the Kraken. It's absolutely amazing. But, you know, I just bought a Mako because I wanted it. All the Squid Industries knives, while not being the best on paper, flip with some sort of magic momentum. that just lets them flow. And you see high-end flippers using cheaper Squid Industries knives because they just nail it. Every time, every price range, Squid nails it. And that's one of the reasons I got a Mako for $100. This thing's absolutely insane, and it just flows better than almost all of the knives that I own. Even, I mean, it's hard to tell, but in terms of just raw flippability, this thing is probably top 3, and it's $100. And that's why I bought a Mako again. So, yeah, basically, just good. Squid Industries knives are just awesome for flipping. Maybe not the best on paper, but on paper doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, on paper is not what you're enjoying. It's the actual experience itself. So, oh, that was a bad one. There we go. So, yeah, that's why I bought a Mako. You'll probably see this around a lot because the Mako is one of my favorites, and I also just love the shark. I love the shark aesthetic. So, yeah, thank you all for tuning into this one. You'll expect to see the Mako a lot more, especially on Instagram. I have a few collabs coming up with a few people. All of them will be with, or not all of them, some of them will be with this guy. So, thank you guys for stopping by. Appreciate it. Hopefully Ethan won't have to carry this channel anymore because he's been doing that for months now, like I said. But yeah, thank you guys for stopping in. Appreciate all of you, and I hope to see you, and I hope you guys see this a little more often. Peace out.